Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going over a bunch of potential Battlefield 6 Season 4 leaks. Yes, for the naval maps, weapons to be coming to the game, new vehicles, as you might have guessed from the thumbnail, and quite a lot more where that came from because Temporal spent quite a long time replying to people on Twitter after he posted these leaks. And yes, these leaks are coming from Temporal. For those of you asking about other videos about new weapons setups, what I think about all the new attachments, I'll be sure to have those videos out as soon as I possibly can. I'm getting new internet, which is super exciting. So that being said, let's start going over the stuff. If you enjoy the content, be sure to hit the sub button, hit the like button, and sub to my second channel. Follow me on Twitch. All links will be in the description. The first thing I want to cover is just the initial post from Temporal, then we'll go over all of the replies. So he says, quick sneak peek at unreleased Battlefield 6 content. I think we can safely assume a lot of this stuff is going to come in Season 4, specifically because it mentions a lot of naval aspects. First, the weapons, the EF-88. I think that might be the AUG. Oh boy. The EF-88 is apparently classified as an assault rifle. Cool to see the AUG potentially get added to Battlefield 6. This is a bit of a different variant of the AUG than I recognize. Some people in the comments say it's the Australian AUG, so that's cool. Then in the carbines, we have the Bren 3 apparently being added to the game. The VSSM. Guys, take a guess what that is. Yes, they're adding the VSS to the game, and apparently it will have the full auto attachment. I fully expect this weapon to be an absolute menace. I think those of us that played Battlefield 2042 will vividly remember the BSVM and how absolutely disgustingly overpowered that weapon was upon the release of that game. I love the fact we're getting the VSS added to the game. I think it adds some much needed weapon variety to the DMR category. And yeah, if this does end up getting added, I really am looking forward to playing with it. Then finally, in the weapons section, and the bolt action is called the HTI, and this appears to be a bullpup bolt action rifle. I'll be curious to see what they end up doing with this bolt action in terms of how they balance it against all of the other ones. They're low-key kind of running out of little niches to fill within the bolt action category. We have the SV98, which has the closest sweet spot range. We have the M2010 ESR, which is kind of your medium distance sweet spot. Then we have the PSR and the L115, which fill the super long range sweet spot categories. So, I don't know. What is this one going to be? I'll tell you what I want. Ideally, they just remove the sweet spot from the game because it's a terrible mechanic that rewards players with accidental kills. But of course, DICE knows this, and that is why they added it to the game in the first place. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Temporal specifically mentions naval mines. That is all he mentions about them. I assume they'll just be scattered around maybe flag areas or just certain dangerous parts of the ocean that you will traverse in the naval maps. And then the big ticket item, the CB-90 patrol boat, and he data mined this quote, effective at directly engaging threats on the water and in the air, and armed with a twin heavy mortar. Oh man, alright, so let's unpack this. If you played Battlefield 4, you would know how much fun and how powerful the attack boats were on maps like Paracel Storm. I personally loved playing in the attack boats. I think they felt fantastic, and they provided you with an extremely unique gameplay experience. I can't really name another game with attack boats that you can just readily jump in and drive around like you could in Battlefield 4. The attack boats present in Battlefield 4 had a wide variety of weapons, ranging from burst cannons to tow missiles, even TV missiles. So I find it really interesting that Temporal data mines a sentence that directly mentions twin heavy mortar. So I have a lot of questions. Is the twin heavy mortar driver controlled? Or is it a gunner option? What is the range like with the twin heavy mortar? Are we going to be getting mortared by attack boats from hundreds of meters away? How heavy is the twin heavy mortar? What kind of shells are these things going to be slinging from the fucking waters? Are we talking like, you know, normal-ish size mortars? Or are we sizing these up to proper like 120 millimeter shells? And maybe what I'm most interested in, how are you going to aim this mortar? Is it going to be like an overhead thing? Is there going to be a line that appears when you aim it? Or is it going to be like Battlefield 4 mortars where you aim with your mini-map? And the final question I have for this is, how many seats are these attack boats going to have? If I remember correctly, the Battlefield 4 attack boats had 4 seats. The driver, 2 side gunners, and then, of course, the famous backseat repair seat where you just stick your repair tool directly into the engine of the boat. One massive concern I do have for these attack boats is the handling. If you guys have used the rib boats in Battlefield RedSec, you will know how shit those things feel. So I sincerely hope they have done a lot of work with any sort of naval controls, physics, whatever they have to fix in order to get these vehicles feeling how they should. Moving on to Temporal answering some questions he had on Twitter. This person basically asks him if the weapons are going to be in Season 5, and he replies, no, Season 4 seems more probable. He also answered this person's question regarding the working name map Isolated, and he said Isolated is the code name for the officially announced Suru Reef map. So it looks like that previously data mined map is a map that is already announced. And for those of you wondering, yes, there will be some maritime cosmetics added. I'm sure nobody's surprised. The entire point of games at this point is to sell skins, it seems. So, yes, when naval warfare drops, you will probably see people running around with fucking flippers and respirators and tanks on their back, and then people will use these skins on a map like Cairo, and Reddit will complain that their immersion is now destroyed. That pretty much does it for the potential Season 4 leaks. Of course, these are leaks. Take them with a grain of salt, as always, although Temporal's track record is pretty stellar at this point. I just wanted to end this video off with some further thoughts regarding the new map Cairo Bazaar and some of the new attachments, and I'll have videos about all of this stuff separately coming up. So, I've been testing Cryo Barrel on multiple different weapons. Cryo Barrel is pretty insane. It's a new barrel attachment they just added. It is essentially a heavy barrel with an ADS time buff. In my opinion, this barrel has become automatic best in slot for a lot of weapons, maybe not all weapons. I also found the 5-point extended barrels very, very interesting to use because they just open up a lot of other build opportunities, particularly for sniper rifles. I'm not sure if they thought that nerfing the ADS time of the extended barrel would actually be a nerf to snipers, but I don't know, it just sort of doesn't matter. You're using a sniper, so you're far away. The aim down sight speed doesn't necessarily matter too much. When it comes to the PP19, I will try to have a video out about that weapon as fast as possible. I hear it is actually pretty shit, so I'm interested to get my hands on it. But alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you found this video informative. If you did, be sure to hit the sub button, hit the like button, check out the second channel, and of course swing by the streams where I still have exclusive drops, guys. If you don't have your exclusive Twitch drops, you know where to find them, twitch.tv/enders, link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching yet again, and I will see you guys in the next video.